Okay, joining us usually at this time, we get our letter from Australia, our fix of what it's like to live in a prosperous country, to be perfectly honest with you, at which you have large numbers of New Zealanders who flee on a regular basis. Our letter from Australia, Jaqui Lane, our Australian correspondent, joins us. Jack, how are you? Where are you this week?
This week I'm still in Sydney and working out of my shared workspace in the city today.
Ah,
Hence the
is it one of
background.
those? Is that this one of those hot desk operations? Is it?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So I come into the city 1 or 2 days a week to kind of get out of my house and actually talk to people, and so that's where I am today.
Actually, the last time I was talking to you, you were writing a book. Have you finished it?
Yeah, I'm writing 3 books at the moment, so it's a bit of a juggle.
Any of them fiction, or are they all commercial
Yeah,
influenced?
Yeah, I don't do fiction, although I actually have. When I was away on holiday, I came up with an idea for a fiction book, so I might try and slot that in. But no, they're all company histories of kind of large corporations and companies and things like that. So that's what I specialise in.
Yes, that's right, you do. Australians are into that, and obviously you've built a very successful industry and enterprise out of it. New Zealanders, not so, not quite so much.
I know of a few authors actually, New Zealand-based ones who have written and are writing books about Australian, New Zealand entrepreneurs or New Zealand companies.
Yeah.
Not a lot, I must say, but there are some. Yeah.
Mm. But in the corporate histories that they write in Australia, are they primarily intended to be read, or are they just promotional puff pieces for the corporation itself?
Yeah, good question. Probably a combination of both. I mean, typically the books that I'm writing and publishing, they're not sold through retail outlets, so the company takes the full print run and then gives them away. And they
Mm.
give them to employees, to suppliers, to politicians, and typically they're usually written and published around a major anniversary or a major event. So companies turning 50 or 70 or something like that. So I'm in the process of finishing off the book on the 70th anniversary of Santos, which is a major energy company here. So
Yes,
that's the
indeed.
kind of thing that I do. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
they're over
So,
here actually, Santos. In fact, they're just down the road. They are
well, there.
starting a mine, a gold mine, just down the road in Terrace.
Okay, so that's probably not the same company
Oh,
because
is it not?
Santos here is a oil and
Oh,
gas
oil and gas
company.
exploration. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
They're not nothing to
yeah.
do with mining then. Okay. Same name though.
Well, not gold mining. Yeah, not
Yeah.
gold mining. Uh,
Same name based in Australia. Isn't that interesting? Oh well. Okay.
yeah, I'll check that out.
There you
I
go.
mean, they're not into gold mining as far as I know. Yeah, look,
Oh,
I
just
enjoy it because I get to interview, really interesting people, not just within the company, but within government and various other aspects. So, yeah, I love it. It's good
all
fun.
right. Although yeah, no, it's not Santos. It's Santana. There you go.
There you go.
My
Yeah.
see. Nah. Can't even remember. Honestly, that's Alzheimer's for you. Listen, I've just been reading that you've got a new COVID variant sweeping Australia, and your, I think, Minister of Health is urging everybody to get a booster. That must be going down well.
Well, I haven't heard of it, to be honest. There you
Well, there
go.
you go. It's
Um,
just, it's.
so, if I haven't heard of it, it hasn't happened properly, has it?
No, it hasn't. No, seriously, it's a fair point you've just made. The Health Minister advice to Australians as a new COVID-19 variant emerges. Federal Health Minister Mark Butler is strongly encouraging Australians to get their COVID-19 booster as a new variant sweeps the nation. The new variant's called NB.1.8.1. There it is. Listen, if you there's two things out of this. One, if you haven't heard it, then that's interesting. And two, how receptive do you think Australians will be to going to get a booster for the new COVID variant?
Okay, well, I've just looked it up here, so I think he came out 4 hours ago or something, so I'm
Oh,
not
there you
far
go.
behind the eight ball. Because I hear the news at 6 o'clock every morning, so I didn't hear it on the 6 o'clock news this morning. So interesting. I think Australians will be very reluctant to go and get a booster, quite frankly. I'm not sure I'll go get one. and I haven't had, touch wood, COVID yet. So I
What's
think
the
it's going to be a
reluctance due
very,
to? Is the reluctance due to because you've done your COVID inquiries? Oh, you're a long way, and
yes,
so's the Brits. Almost everybody has, except New Zealand. We're still going through it. The report's not due until the end of next year, Jack. It's just ridiculous. But
that's
anyhow,
ridiculous.
isn't it? Just madness. Well, we're actually having it in two parts because the first part didn't actually cover all the important stuff. So part two is now happening that does. But just on that, so there's a marked, I would suggest you a marked reluctance in New Zealand as well, on the basis that lots of people, including me, have had COVID more than once. We didn't die, and we know that the flu, well, we've discovered that the flu is much worse in terms of its symptoms. Is that the sort of background in Australia as well?
I think probably not. I think the general thing is, we don't want to be we don't like being told what to do. And clearly that COVID when it first hit was major public emergency, and people like me did the right thing, inverted commas. But I'm not inclined to go and get a booster, and if the government's telling me to do something, I'm not inclined to necessarily do what they tell me. So I think there's a bit of this kind of, and look, we've been through it. We're kind of largely lived. We're all kind of okay. And
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
end
I
of it.
think there'll be a general reluctance to go and get a jab because the government says so.
No, I'm sure that's right. I can't wait for it because if it's in Australia, it'll be in New Zealand. It'll be interesting to see what the
Oh, of course
policy
it will
advice,
be.
yeah, what the policy
Yeah,
advice is
and
there.
yeah, and appalling it's taking your government so long to come out with a report because, from what I understand, these COVID variants are going to be continuous from now on. So, get your act together and actually, learn some lessons and come up with some decent public policy around it.
Yes, you're
There
not
you
wrong.
go.
There you go. Yes, well, listen. In the new Liberal Party front bench, you've got a new Liberal Party leader over there. Is it Susan Lay? Susan Lay? Is that the
Yes,
one?
Susan
Um,
Lay. Yep.
and I'm reading already that the Liberal Party's been perhaps well known in the last fair while for quite a bit of internecine or civil wars that they've sort of launched against each other. That didn't help things. Um, but I see, oh gosh, a former Liberal leader has come out and had a go as well. How are they bedding in? How's the new leadership being regarded by Australians in general?
Oh, look, I think most people are generally not that interested.
Yeah.
I think the attention, probably quite rightly, is on what Labor is currently doing. But if you are interested in what the opposition's doing, she's made some interesting picks. She's dropped Jane Hume, who was one of the better performers in the, shadow government. Angus Taylor is also out of his role as shadow treasurer, not unreasonably because he was a challenger. So there's been some interesting. She's made some interesting choices. I think her deputy Ted O'Brien is a really strong performer. Uh, and as with any picks, when you're putting a new kind of opposition together, and because they've been wiped out largely, there are critics on each, on all sides. I think she's just shown that she's entitled to make the pick she's picking, and you just got to hope that they get their act together and become a decent opposition. Whoever's in what position.
Yes, despite being a female leader, she's been criticised for sacking women or a larger number of women
Yeah.
from her shadow cabinet. I'm assuming that she's made decisions based upon people she likes and trusts rather than necessarily chosen for any other reason for that. Would that be your perception as well?
Oh, absolutely. Like trusts and her assessment of capability,
Mm.
and that's what she's there for, and that's what she's there to do. And whether the percentage of women or not, I think is just get on with it. We need the opposition to have the best people in there and be an opposition.
There's a suggestion also I've read in the Australian media that she's trying to head the party back more towards the centre by getting rid of some of the more obviously conservative right faction members. Does that run with you as well?
Yep, I think that's a fair enough call.